Can I make the cut in a ladies European Tour event? This week I'm playing in the Rose Ladies Open on the LET Access to find out. Okay, round two. Finished yesterday with 76, 4 over, which when I came off the golf course was about 50th. I finished 1 shot behind one of my playing partners, but 3 shots better than my other playing partner. But now we're halfway through round two because I'm in the afternoon tee slot today, and I think I'm sitting about 80th. So the cut is top 45 and ties, but it's top 45 pros, so I'd have to be within that like top 45 mark to make the cut. So it looks like that's sitting about even, +1 at the moment, so I'm probably going to have to shoot 3-4 under par to make the cut. Maybe quite a big ask, given it's suddenly got quite a bit windy today. We're looking at like 25 to 30 mile an hour winds this afternoon, so I just have to go out there, be positive, be aggressive, and try go for it. Like, I have shot those scores under par before, but not necessarily in a pro event on a pro setup, so we've got nothing to lose, so let's just go see how we get on. So yesterday we started on the 10th. Today they flipped the whole field around, so we go from being like first out in the morning off the 10th, just flipping completely, and being out in the afternoon wave off the first hole today. The pin could not be any further away from where it was yesterday on this hole. It's literally moved like 40 yards.
On the tee from England, Hannah Holden.
Struck that really nice, but a tad right of target, so I've missed the left fairway, but it's literally fine. Just going to it does mean I've left myself a pitch up the hill to a raised green, though, which isn't easy. So I'm so far below the pin here, I couldn't actually see the pin from where I was stood to get a yardage, so I've gone up the hill and lasered back down to my golf bag, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Oh, thinned it. Hannah. Oh. Hi, sorry. I didn't think it was going that fast. I think what happened here is I thinned it over the back. There was a group of ladies sat there and it rolled up and hit one of their foots, and that's what stopped it, which is a little bit awkward. So, first hole of the day, hit a person. Interesting. I was actually really pleased with how I played that, to be honest. Did not want to leave that short and leave myself a putt back up that hill, so I thought I'd just go around the right. It's rubbish. If you've watched the first round, you can imagine I was really enjoying standing on this tee thinking about the fat I hit into the water yesterday. Today's strategy was to try to play the hole a little differently. Drive's basically the same and it's a pretty wide fairway, but we're trying to get much further down with my second shot so I can go around the water.
I'm just going to play provisional tightness 2 black dots right back.
Okay. That is actually perfectly where I want that to go. 64. Go.
Yeah.
Actually, pin high, past the pin. God, that started dead where I aimed it. Just completely misread it. It looks like I was doing the splits there to hit that well. We'll take a 5 there versus the 7 from yesterday. Two shots better than yesterday on this hole. But I was 2 shots worse than the last hole, so. So third hole, just under 400 yard par 4, playing pretty similar to round 1, apart from the fact that the pin's a little further forward, so it's not on that back tier. Yeah, shot. You know what, I just didn't feel great stood over this. Like, my bad shot is a bit of a snap hook, and I could just feel it coming on, and I should have just walked back to my bag and got 3-wood, because I know I don't really hit that shot with 3-wood. Like, there's a little bit more loft. I feel like I can hit it more aggressively down the hole. Sometimes if I feel like I'm going to run out of room, I get this snap hook, and I just, yeah, straight out of bounds. Immediately lost the 2 shots I saved on the previous hole. I was so angry with myself at this point because I hate that shot. Oh my God. What is that? Things were just not going well at this point. The swing just did not feel like it was flowing. Now, sometimes your swing just, I don't know, sometimes I play and I just feel like my swing just disappears from me. Guess that's golf. Couldn't really pitch it much shorter than that. Broke the other way. Back to my favourite hole, the par 3 4th. So yesterday this played straight into the wind. It was actually more off the left this time. So I could go down a couple of clubs. I've got an 8 iron here and I'm just trying to set it off left and let the wind bring it back into the pin. Oh, finally hit a ball in the air. I actually wonder if this hit the pin because it looked like it hit the pin from the green and the pitch mark was really close to the flag. Look, the pitch mark's there. So it's come backwards.
Yeah, good.
Thank you. just, that was needed. So the wind was down off the left off this tee, which I was pretty pleased about because if you remember yesterday, I left myself blocked out behind the left trees. Probably should have thought about how far downwind it is and how far down I could have got, or the wind would move the ball and maybe hit a 3-wood instead of driver, but you live and you learn. A 2. A very anti-left. That flag looks like it's crosswind and not downwind. So this ball was so far below my feet, I was like convinced it was going to move left to right. And there's literally a water hazard right at the green, you just lose your golf ball. So I aimed left, and it just went dead straight. And really far. Oh God, like, I just don't really know what happened. Normally it doesn't go as far if the ball's below your feet. Oh, sit. Oh, Hannah, what is that? How did I hit that so hard? Okay, par 3-6, the pin was right at the back on this hole and it was playing straight into the wind. Now when I played this in the practice round, I actually missed it short even though I'd clubbed up like 2 clubs because the wind was so strong. So I wanted to make sure I hit enough club here because I did not want to be in the water. Anyway, it turns out I really didn't need 5-iron because this flew everything. Didn't even pitch on the green, straight over the back. Which actually really just wasn't an ideal place to leave myself. Smoked the shot though, so you know, 10 out of 10 for execution. That was such a good shot. Maybe not 10 out of 10 for shot selection. I actually played this chip really good as well, but there just was not much green to land it on. Sit. Sit, 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 sit. Not bad, I'll take that from there. That was not very good. I'm not pleased about the bogey run I am on at this point, if you haven't noticed. I snap hooked it into the left trees yesterday, so there was no way a driver was coming out of my bag at this point. I just went down to a 5-wood because I knew I could get past the bunkers with them, but that it wouldn't reach any of like the real danger left or right. I love the left on this hole.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, what is that, Hannah? You just lost your ability to play golf today. I just went straight under that, opened the face up, and it literally went nowhere. Like, it's on the green, but it's just so far from the pin. I think I just lost like any ability to be aggressive at this point because I just wasn't sure what shot was coming next. We're on damage limitation here. I'm like, I just refuse to make another bogey like I am 2-putting this. It was a really long putt and a massive breaker as well, so there was a lot of aim pointing needed here. I actually got the line real good, but I just did not hit it hard enough. Yes. Yes. We had to make a putt at some point. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, we had to make a par at some point as well. The last thing I wanted to do at this point was hit this tee shot because there's water left, another green left, and also another water hazard. I was just like, oh god. But sometimes you just have to stand up and hit it because you don't have a choice. Like, there wasn't really another club I could go down to because this is already a long hole. And because of where the wind was today, it was playing off the right as well, which wasn't really helpful for the draw situation. A bit longer today. Don't think I'll be hitting 9-ironing. Sure, I was near that crossing sign yesterday. So the wind was into off the right here, so we had significantly more into the green than I would have liked. No one really wants to hit a ball above their feet, 5-iron, with water left after they've snapped up to outbounds. So I had 144 to the pin, but it was pretty near the front, and I definitely didn't want to be short because there's water short. It was also uphill and into the wind, so I added 10 yards for the uphill, so that got me to a 155 and get me a bit past the pin. And then I added another 15 for the wind, so that gets me to 170. My 5-iron is my 175 club, so that's what we've gone with. Because the ball's also slightly above my feet, that generally does take a little bit of yardage off, so that's probably going to cover that, taking that extra 5 yards off and getting me to that 170 number. Oh, a green in regulation. Finally. This was technically the last one as well, but it didn't feel like it. Relative to yardage. Wow, that wind's strong. Two pars in a row. On a roll. Okay, 9th hole was definitely not a 2-shotter today because it was so far into the wind. So 3-shot all the way, and it definitely was a 3-shot after I hit my drive. The pin is basically completely inaccessible on my 3rd shot unless I hit a wood from here. Feels a bit risky, but I don't really have a score to protect at this point. So although I was pretty out of position here, I did have to decide to hit a wood to get over the cross bunkers and give myself like a wedge into the green rather than a 5-iron. That's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. 95. Where the hell is the wind now? Should be there. 95 was just really not a number I wanted because of where the wind was, like slightly into off the right from the tee. It played into the wind this shot. So my 54 wouldn't reach, but my 48 was like 15 yards too long. So I was having to hit a little fiddly knockdown shot, which hadn't really been going well for me on this day. Played that really well. It's literally the best I could do from there without leaving it at the top. Not a push. Just absolutely push rammed that through any break. Pretty annoying because I should not have made bogey from 95 yards out. Just pausing for a second to give you a chance to hit that subscribe button. Over 80% of people watching the channel aren't actually subscribed, and having a bigger subscriber number really helps in terms of what content opportunities we get and what great videos I can bring back to you. So please hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, you might as well drop this video a like and drop us a comment about what else you want to see on the channel. Just watched my playing partner launch one into the water hazard down the right of this hole. So all the right side behind the trees is water hazard. So we're definitely hitting 3-wood and we are not going down the right. I actually hit this really nice, just probably started at a tad left of target. We ended up in the left semi, it was fine. Was behind a tree though, which was interesting to navigate. I think I'd used up so much brain capacity in the first round of this tournament, trying to make sure I shot a reasonable score to be anywhere near the cut line for this second video to make sense, that I kind of got to the second day and I just was not concentrating enough. Like, not out of not trying, but I just kind of run out of brain power. And sometimes you can't underestimate how much actually like concentration and good shot decisions influences your final score. A lot of the time it's not necessarily hitting bad shots that makes you score worse. It's just not being in the right zone. And that's something you need to practice as well as your golf swing. To try and miss that little tree in front of me. Oh, absolutely stiffed it. Where's that swing been all day? Clearly I just need a tree to hit over to make me concentrate. That moved the opposite way to hers. Okay, 11th hole, par 3. The pin was a lot further forward than it was yesterday, and it was kind of a little bit in between clubs. I decided to go down to pitching wedge because I felt like I could get it there. So the wind was off the right at this point, and because I generally hit a bit of a draw, I felt like it was just going to like push the ball more and give me a little bit extra yardage. I actually struck this really nicely, and it did pitch up on the front third of the green, but then it spun off the front. Oh my god. Oh. I actually want to watch that back in slow-mo because I just have no idea what's happened here. Like, I was stood over this chip so confident, I was like, yeah, we're going to get this up and down. Well, I usually love chipping. My chipping stats from the day before were unbelievable. Just straight shanked it. There was also loads of people stood watching behind us on the hill, so I was just like, wanted to crawl into a bunker and hide at this point. Ugh, honestly, I know I want to buy a set of golf clubs because I'm never playing golf again. I was raged, if you can't tell. I was not pleased. Right, 12th hole, you have to hit driver because it's a par 5 and you've got to get driver up to the first tree to then get past the second set of trees to be able to pitch onto the green. So even though it's wind off the right and I really don't particularly want to hit driver, I have to.
Yeah, really good.
Thanks. Hit this 3-wood pretty nice, but it just clipped the edge branch and ended up under the tree. Both my flame partners were also under this tree, and they'd both managed to hit the tree with the pitch shot before I hit the shot. So this was going low and not hitting the tree. Pretty pleased with that. I was just desperately trying not to hit the tree because every other player's just done that in front of me. Oh gosh, sit. A par. Not a dubs. So hole 13 is playing pretty extremely left to right wind. We've completely flipped from the previous hole, and I missed the fairway kind of long right yesterday. So I've gone down to 3-wood, just trying to keep it in the fairway and not run through like I did yesterday and not block myself out by that tree down the right. Struck it really nicely actually on perfect line as well. 10 out of 10 for me. I actually prefer my line because I'm finally in the fairway. That pin looks a long way away in this wind. Oh god, 170 into off the left. I hit this so nice, you can see on the shot trace it literally started left edge of the green, but the wind was so strong, it pitched like 2/3 into the right of the green and then just kept running and running and running and running. I don't think there's much more I could do here because if you miss the green left, the green's raised, so it's not going to bounce onto the green, it's just going to stay left. So kind of did the best I could do here. Pretty hard to even make contact with that because there's a tree root right behind the ball. I'm just happy it was not wet and we're on the green. Go! Hmm? Okay, 14th hole, I was determined to hit the fairway this time after being miles left yesterday. I actually just went for a 3-wood because I was just feeling more comfortable with that at this point. It should be downwind. A green and reg. God, that spun a lot as well. Why is it spinning so much? Especially downwind. Come on, surely I'm due a putt to drop. Oh, that was so weak. Felt one down. Well, it's a par. We'll take them. I actually played this hole really nicely yesterday, so just went for exactly the same strategy, wood off the tee. Hopefully try to hit my iron as close as I did yesterday. Yeah, nice shot. I could hit it as close as I did yesterday, that would be nice. Sharp! Oh no, that's come high off the face out that rough. Go! So far short. She did not hit the same shot she hit yesterday. It was actually in the rough on the right side, and it just came a bit off the top of the face. Just didn't fly as far as I thought it would. Sit. Not bad, not bad. Inside 6 foot, we'll take it. Yes! And up and down, finally! Okay, 16th is playing a little bit short today because they've moved the pin to the front tier rather than the back tier, which I definitely appreciated at this point.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Actually hit quite nice irons into the par 3s today, just some of them have been definitely the wrong club. I had so many putts like that this day that kind of just missed. Like, stuff just wasn't quite going for me today. Oh. Just doesn't quite want to happen today. So on this hole, the wind was playing massively left to right, so we're kind of back in the direction of the hole where I've just hit that 4-iron that nearly went in the water. There's OB right off this tee, which is not great. It's also right to left dogleg, you know, only blocked out by the left trees. So, like, as you can imagine, there's about 1,000 things going on in my brain at this point. I've just watched my partner hit the biggest snap hook ever off this tee. There's a pond left of the next fairway, which I think she's hit it in. And I immediately stand up and just hit the same shot. Like, it was so bad. I absolutely thought that was in the water. Like, I just thought that was gone. Would love my 7-wood at this moment. Usually I have a 7-wood in my bag, but I subbed in a 4-iron for this week, especially when I saw it was going to be windy, and there wasn't like a lot of holes where I felt like I was going to have to hit 7-wood into the green. But I was in such a weird situation here because just behind those trees in front of me is a massive pond. So my playing partner, who snap hooked it next to me, has just hit it, like punched it under the trees straight into the pond. So I'm like, well, I can't do that. If I go back that way, I'm leaving myself like 300 yards over a pond to the green. I'm thinking, well, I've just hit a 4-iron that's moved 50 yards left to right. So surely I can hit a wood down the left of this tree and it's just going to cut. Pretty interesting decision to make to try hit a 50-yard left to right wood shot after hitting a 100-yard right to left tee shot. But you know, obviously that's what I decided to do at this point because that's just how this day was going, wasn't it? I mean, I hit it pretty good, but it just went dead straight where I was aiming and nearly took a family out. And then they had to spend the entire time I was walking up to my ball, looking for my ball. I mean, it's a miracle they found it in there. I thought it was a miracle I got it out of there, to be honest. Good job I got to the gym. I felt so embarrassed at this point. I was just like, oh God, these pros are going to think I'm an idiot. I don't know why I thought that, because at this point my playing partners hit exactly the same tee shot as me, chipped out into a war hazard, dropped. So like, it's not like I was the only one having trouble on this hole, but I think you get really flustered in these situations. Especially when you're filming it and you're playing with pros. And they're trying to compete for a living. This was actually playing really similar to the day before in terms of the pin position, kind of just over that 2-tier ridge in the green. Wind was back off the right at this point, which was fine because there was so much room in this fairway. shot.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Probably my best drive of the week, fueled by annoyance. Oh, just throwing a fat. We hadn't had one of them yet today, so that just gives us everything. Every single shot available. I was really pleased about that, as you can see. But I managed to complete the golf bingo in one day of doing a thin, a fat, a slice, a hook, and a shank. Which is pretty impressive for one day. Hit the side slope. I got it to the right level, just didn't break left to right as much as my playing partners did. Put, go up and down.
Hey.
Finally hold one. You can even hear my playing partners are like, finally. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Not really sure what to say about that. Just felt like I wasn't in my own body during that round, and kind of just everything that could have possibly got wrong went wrong, which I guess shows my lack of practice and lack of tournament prep. I also think I was really stressed yesterday just trying to put a decent round together so that the second video, like, I had a chance of making the cut. And then today I was just like, everything was gone. But that's what happens in golf sometimes. I know I'm going to get people in the comments trolling me saying, you're off +3, you're definitely not off +3, how can you shoot that? But, you know, we're playing a pro length course, the greens are quick, it's windy, and it's really easy to just get out of position and rack a score up. So definitely stuff I need to work on in my game over winter if I want to keep playing and stuff like this, because I don't want to keep going out and playing like that. It's not particularly nice. But then I also hit some really good shots today, which were like really tour standard, so I can't like forget about the good stuff. It's just in an event like this, as soon as you hit a bad shot, you're punished for it. I think probably like 3 or 4 bad swings this week's really cost me like 8 or 9 shots, which is nearly my whole score. So I have to kind of remember the good stuff and just work on the rest of my game. Okay, so clearly I didn't make the cut, but I obviously really did enjoy the experience, and I would like to thank the Rose series for inviting me. And I really want to showcase this because I want to show off women's golf and get people following it. So head into the Rose series channels, following the girls there, or following the girls on LET, or LET Access would be great for anyone watching. This is an amazingly run event. It's such a big tournament for the girls who are playing in it compared to some of the other events in their series, and to have Rose and a lot of his sponsors backing it is just fantastic. So it was really important to me to take you guys along, show you what happens at these events, and just give you a little bit of an insight into it. I would like to say a massive thanks to my playing partners Chantel and Carolina for, one, letting me film, also being just really great about it, and both being just really nice. I want to perform better in these, so I think we're going to have to start a winter series where you come along and practice with me, and I show you what we can do to all get better, so hopefully we can come back and shoot a better score and maybe make the cut next year.